Anthony Geary, known to millions as Luke Spencer on General Hospital, spent 37 years embodying a character who became a cultural icon. To the public, Luke was fearless, impulsive, and unforgettable, culminating in the legendary wedding of Luke and Laura. But behind the scenes, Geary's life was marked by depression, addiction, and an intense struggle with identity. Fame brought admiration, but also isolation. While the character thrived, the man behind him suffered, often longing for escape. Geary's story reveals the hidden cost of living in a role that captures hearts while quietly consuming the actor's soul. Early life in Coveville. Born in 1947 in Coveville, Utah, a quiet, unassuming town, Anthony Geary's upbringing was deeply influenced by the strict moral codes of his devout Mormon family. His father, Russell Dean Geary, a construction worker, modeled hard work and perseverance, while his mother, Dana, nurtured empathy and emotional intelligence. From an early age, Geary observed human behavior closely, cultivating the ability to understand and inhabit complex characters. Entertainment wasn't merely diversion, it was study. He noted films meticulously, drawn not to heroes but to flawed, layered figures. These early lessons in observation, discipline, and humility would later define his approach to acting. Discovering a path in drama, Geary's passion for performance became evident during his years at North Summit High School, where he excelled in school plays, despite struggling academically. His natural talent earned him a drama scholarship at the University of Utah, marking the first step toward a life outside his small town. For Geary, theater wasn't optional, it was a calling. In college, he absorbed technique, emotion, and nuance, honing the craft that would make him memorable. The scholarship validated his instincts, giving him permission to pursue art over conventional work. His commitment to authenticity would shape every choice he made in his career, both on stage and screen. Early career on stage. After college, Geary entered the theater world, performing in over 50 plays ranging from community theaters to professional houses. The stage was unrelenting. One shot, no retakes, the audience witnessing every misstep. These years were formative, teaching him emotional control, timing, and subtlety. Geary approached each role with meticulous attention, elevating even minor parts. His work ethic and seriousness distinguished him from peers, preparing him for the challenges of television. The stage became a crucible, shaping a depth rarely seen in daytime drama. By the time he reached Los Angeles, Geary had already forged a mastery of character that would set him apart in Hollywood. Breaking into television, Geary's first television roles were small but significant. He appeared in shows like Room 222, The Streets of San Francisco, and The $6 Million Man, leaving an impression even in brief appearances. In 1971, he gained recognition for portraying Roger on All in the Family, one of the first nuanced portrayals of a gay character on American television. He treated the role with honesty, avoiding stereotypes, demonstrating both courage and artistry. This performance quietly marked him as a pioneer, someone willing to explore difficult characters with empathy, setting the stage for the depth he would bring to Luke Spencer. Meeting Gloria Monty Geary's career took a decisive turn when he met Gloria Monty, producer of Bright Promise and later General Hospital. Monty recognized his unique presence, intense, layered, magnetic, without conventional leading man charm. She encouraged him to embrace complexity, authenticity, and subtlety. Monty's mentorship was pivotal, offering Geary creative freedom and confidence. This collaboration ultimately led to the creation of Luke Spencer, a character tailored for him. Monty's vision, paired with Geary's talent, would redefine daytime television, proving that unconventional actors could command audiences while maintaining artistic integrity. Their partnership was the spark that ignited a cultural phenomenon, becoming Luke Spencer. In 1978, Geary joined General Hospital, initially contracted for just 13 weeks. Luke Spencer, a character written to fade into the background, exploded instead into the national consciousness. Controversial and flawed, Luke challenged daytime norms. He was violent, impulsive, and morally ambiguous. Geary didn't act Luke, he inhabited him, adding scars, loneliness, and depth, invisible on the page. Audiences were captivated, drawn to a character they both hated and empathized with. Geary's performance transformed Luke into a complex, evolving figure, demonstrating that daytime television could explore human imperfection with cinematic subtlety. The Wedding That Stopped America. In 1981, Luke and Laura's wedding drew over 30 million viewers, surpassing major sports events and cementing the pair as television's first super couple. It was an unprecedented moment for daytime drama, and Geary became a household name overnight. The character's popularity reshaped how audiences and networks perceived soap operas. Luke Spencer was no longer merely a supporting character, he was a phenomenon. Yet behind the fame, Geary struggled with the public's ownership of his identity. The adulation came at the cost of privacy, creating an internal conflict between a role that brought joy to millions and the personal sacrifices required to sustain it. The hidden struggles. Despite professional success, Geary's life off-screen was fraught with challenges. He battled depression, addiction, and the isolating weight of fame. Public scrutiny clashed with his private nature, and he resisted becoming a symbol he could not control. At times, he pleaded for the character to be written out, seeking relief from the persona that overshadowed him. Rumors and scandals only intensified his struggles, but he persevered. Geary's survival required retreating from Hollywood and adopting a life removed from the spotlight. While Luke thrived in America's imagination, Anthony Geary quietly endured, revealing the complex human cost behind cultural icons. Redefining the anti-hero, Geary's portrayal of Luke Spencer redefined male archetypes on television. Unlike the flawless heroes of traditional soap operas, Luke was flawed, conflicted, and capable of both cruelty and redemption. This nuanced characterization influenced generations of television characters, from Tony Soprano to Don Draper. By embracing Luke's complexity, Geary forced writers to evolve storytelling, introducing moral ambiguity rarely seen in daytime drama. Critics recognized Luke as one of television's first anti-heroes, and Geary's artistry became the benchmark for layered performances. His work demonstrated that even in popular entertainment, actors could provoke thought, empathy, and enduring cultural impact. Awards and recognition. Geary's mastery earned him 8 Daytime Emmy Awards for the same role, an unparalleled achievement. These accolades validated daytime performances as equal to cinematic work in emotional depth and skill. Yet, recognition never equaled comfort. Geary continued to struggle privately, prioritizing integrity and authenticity over fame or celebrity. He chose to step away on his own terms, leaving the show in 2015 without fanfare. By quietly exiting the public eye, Geary reaffirmed that his value was not in attention or accolades, but in his dedication to truth and performance. His career became a lesson in artistic fulfillment over societal validation. Life after General Hospital. Since leaving General Hospital, Geary has lived deliberately out of the spotlight. He resides in Europe with his partner, embracing quiet routines, reading, and personal reflection. He declined guest appearances, interviews, and social media engagement. This retreat is not withdrawal, but a conscious reclamation of life and identity. By leaving fame behind, Geary reclaimed agency over his narrative, demonstrating that success is not defined by visibility, but by freedom to choose one's own path. In his 70s, he prioritizes peace over performance, reflecting a life guided by principle rather than expectation. Legacy and cultural impact. Anthony Geary's influence extends far beyond daytime television. He transformed the soap opera genre, introducing moral complexity and psychological depth into characters once confined to archetypes. Luke Spencer's evolution paved the way for modern television anti-heroes, challenging audiences to embrace ambiguity. Geary's commitment to authenticity, both on and off screen, set new standards for artistic integrity. Even in absence, his work continues to resonate, proving that true impact comes from substance, not spectacle. Luke may live in popular memory, but Anthony Geary's artistry and courage define a lasting legacy of creativity, depth, and uncompromising dedication. Conclusion. Choosing life on your own terms. Anthony Geary never sought fame, he sought truth. Through decades of performance, he gave the world a character that shaped television, yet preserved his right to step away. In an era obsessed with visibility, Geary's story highlights the quiet triumph of choosing one's own path. Success need not be measured by attention or accolades, but by the ability to live authentically. Luke Spencer remains a cultural touchstone, but Anthony Geary's life reminds us that true fulfillment lies in the freedom to decide, to create, and to retreat from the world on one's own terms. An enduring testament to personal courage and artistic integrity.